Hello and welcome to ACTIVZ. If you are just seeing this, you probably just joined fairly recently. And if you've been with us for a little while, this might be a way for you to catch up and make sure you're not missing any basic getting started steps. So either way, we're going to go ahead and share screen here for just a moment and go through a few things that will be instrumental in you building a business here at ACTIVZ. Okay, so for a lot of you, you've never been your own boss before, and it's exciting to be able to work from home, but it may be daunting at the same time. As with any new job, there's always a few different skill sets that need to be mastered and learned. Don't worry, we're here to be with you every step. So you are in business for yourself, but you're certainly not in business by yourself. You have a team of people, you have a great corporate team, people that are standing by to help you make sure that you're successful. So take some notes. You can watch this again if you need to, but there's going to be a lot of information here that'll give you a good boost in the right direction. There's a few things that you're going to need to do quietly on your own in kind of those deep pondering moments. We want you to set a goal to know what your first rank goal is in this company. Now, if you've built network marketing before, you've built a business for yourself, you might have big lofty goals, and if that's the case, then A16, which is the top of our company, is probably your goal. And that's perfectly all right. For people who are just starting out, just getting their feet wet, you might want to set a goal of A3 or A6 or A8, something that's a little more manageable. And then when you hit that goal, then set another goal. But a billionaire once told us, set your goal and then work it backward. Have a game plan, know what your plan of action is to get to that goal. So we're going to try and help you do that here. Just to give you a couple of examples, if your goal is A3, the volume required at that level is $2,500 in volume. We want you using your product. We don't want you running around necessarily doing product parties or product demonstrations. We want you bringing on business partners. And so bringing on 10 people who are using a family pack with their spouse would be enough to create $2,500 in volume. It's $250 in volume per family pack. If they're on the immunity pack, then you would need one more person because it's only $240 in volume. And so you would need one extra person to be able to kick it over to that $2,500. So the best way to do that is you can sponsor 3 and help them each sponsor 3 people. And you're there, you're at a solid A3. If your goal was A5, that's a $7,500 volume requirement. You could have 30 people on a family pack or 32 people on an immunity pack, and you would need at least 3 teams of people. That being said, you can't just bring on one powerhouse person that goes and tells 30 people. You need to bring on at least 3 people yourself and have at least 3 groups growing to be able to qualify as an A5. They don't want you riding on the back of the person that's deserving that rank. They want to know that you're in the game too and that you are participating. So they're going to require that you have at least 3 growing teams. So what we found is that you can't control what anybody else does. It's nice to say I can sponsor 3 and they're each going to get 10. But the reality is people will usually do what you do or even a little less. So set the bar high, do what you can control, and then help your people hopefully hit their goals. But don't rely on them to build your future. That's in your hands. So I prefer the method at the bottom that says I can sponsor 10 and help each of them sponsor 2. Or you can take 3 and help them sponsor 3 and help them sponsor 3 and take it down 3 levels, doing exactly what you've done. The other thing we want you to do, and this is a very private thing, you might have a different why than what your husband or wife has, and that's perfectly normal and perfectly fine. A why is something that's very personal. Why do you need to build this business? Why do you need to build, not want to build? Why do you need to build? Do you have an aging parent who has no retirement plan? Do you have your own business and have no retirement plan for yourself? Do you have creditors that are writing you? When we first got going, my husband was working so many hours in a day, he wasn't seeing our children. And that was not acceptable to us. We didn't like the lifestyle that had fallen on us and that we had created. And let's face it, our choices had got us into the place that we were in. But we wanted to take back our time. And so his why was freedom. And he wrote freedom on every glass surface in our house. I woke up one day and it was on the windows and the refrigerator and the mirrors in the bathroom. I got in the car and it was on the rear view mirror, it was on the side mirrors, it was on the glass on the sides of the car windows, it was on the back window of the car. So when he looked in the rear view mirror, he could see it in the back behind him written correctly and read freedom. So he knew everywhere he went that freedom was his goal and it was his why, and he was willing to do whatever he could to earn his freedom and be able to control his own time again. My why was slightly different. I wanted his freedom too, but not as passionately as he did. I wanted the creditors to stop calling. I had gotten to a point where I would cry every time the phone would ring because it was always somebody with their hand out asking for more money. So what your why is very personal to you, and whys can change. My why today is very different than my why of 20 years ago. What is the other side of this? What are you willing to do or change to accomplish your goals and your why? Anytime we set out on a new course, it's going to require some transformation within us. So what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to grow in? What areas are you willing to stretch in? It's good to figure those things out before you begin, because it is going to be required. It's not going to be just something that easily happens for you. Nothing in life that's worth having comes easily. It can be done simply, and you'll find that we have a simple system, but the ease of it differs for every person at every step of the journey. Some will be easy and some will not, but those that are willing to get through the parts that are not as easy and be able to stretch and grow are the people that will come out with success on the other end. So figure it out now, what you're willing to do and why you're willing to do it. Make a names list. Guys, I know that you all have phones that have hundreds of people in them, but that doesn't count. We need you to put names specifically on a paper. There's something powerful that happens in your brain when you write it down. And next to the name, write why you thought of that person. It will come in very helpful to you as you start to figure out how to talk to them. Write down at least 100 names or more, because let's face it, we're all busy. Probably 95 of those people are going to be a voicemail when you call them. Or you're going to text them and they're going to be in meetings. It's not going to be a good time to talk. So those people, you just move through and find the next person on your list. But if you've only got a list of 10 people and you run out of those 10 people, then what? Then you're waiting on them. Don't put your future in anybody else's hands. So write down a big list. Having them in your phone doesn't count. And please don't just copy down your phone. Please write down names that are specifically important to you and why. For example, if I were to write down John Barton, I might write down John's name because he has 3 jobs and his family never sees him, and that's personal to us. We want to help him get home so he can be with his family. Kelly might be living in fear of the virus, and that's a constant part of the conversation every time we talk, and so maybe that's why I wrote down Kelly's name. Tim, maybe his wife just lost her job. Maybe she worked at a restaurant that is closing and doesn't plan on reopening after coronavirus is done. Maybe Jason is my friend that has that Midas touch. That's that person that can make a success out of any venture that they do. They're wildly successful. Put those people down too, because a lot of times those people love their success, but they haven't been able to share that success with the people around them that they love and that they care about. So it's been amazing to me over the years how many millionaires have joined with us in business, not because they need the money, but because they want the good products and they want to be able to help pass on success to the people they care about. Maybe Liz is a school teacher and school may not open back up for this year. If it doesn't, she may be looking for a way to supplement some income from home and be able to survive until school starts again. But having that list of why is really, really important. By the way, those are all fictitious names, so don't be excited about calling my contacts because they don't really exist. All right. Commit to making however many connections per day. That's up to you. You fill in that blank. But whatever you commit to yourself and then hold yourself accountable to it. If you're going to talk to 5 new people per day, don't lay your head on the pillow at night until you've talked to those 5 people. This is your future. This is your success that you are controlling in your hands. There's no boss that's going to come down and fire you if you don't. But you are the one that has to bear the responsibility of the consequences that follow. So if people are not joining your business and your check isn't growing and all of a sudden your job goes away, the only person that suffers is you and your family. So don't Don't let go. If you make a commitment to yourself, hold strong to that and get it done. Consistency is so important when you're in business for yourself. Having one day open and one day closed doesn't work for any business. If you went down to get ice cream and they were closed, but they were open the day before, and then you go by the next day and there's a line of people and they're open again, would you really trust that business to take your child's birthday party to? No, because you don't know if they're going to be open. Well, this is no different. If you're on again, off again, you're never going to get that traction and that consistency, and people are going to look at you and think you're kind of fickle. They're not going to really necessarily want to throw their hat into business with you because they can't tell if you're committed to it or not. Okay, there are certain actions that you're going to take each day that are shuffling, kind of, if you want to look at it in that perspective. They're kind of shuffling. They're straightening your desk, so to speak. They're good things, but they don't necessarily move the needle. So organizing a names list, absolutely necessary, but doesn't necessarily move the needle until you actually talk to those people. So make sure that you are doing business every day in a way that moves the needle towards your success. And then start conversations. Using that why section that you wrote down next to the person's name, start a conversation with that person, either in person if you see them, but most of us are kind of in a distancing situation right now, so it's more likely going to be on the phone or by text. I try not to have the conversation by text. I try and use text to say, hey, are you home, or are you available? Can we talk? Or can we set up a time to talk? Can I call you around 2 o'clock? Texting is more, for me, setting the appointment. It's not, hey, I have this, will you watch it? No, I like to do that in person over the phone, either face-to-face, or if I can't in this situation, I'm over the phone. Hey, if I sent you a video, would you watch it? And personalize it for them. John, I know you've been working 3 jobs and not seeing your family. Are you ready to take control and do something about that? I found something that you can work into the nooks and crannies of your life. It doesn't have to take a lot more time because I know you don't have any, but let's find a way that we can start to earn enough that we can get rid of one of those jobs, or 2 of those jobs, or maybe even all 3 of those jobs. It makes that conversation with John very fluid, and I know what I'm going to say to him. What I say to him is very different than I say to someone else. If I'm calling my friend that has the Midas touch, it's not going to have the same vibe at all of what I just had with John. It's going to be, hey, I found something that might absolutely be up your alley. I know that you love successful business ventures. This one's a winner. You need to look at this because this is something that could help your brother to be successful, your mother to be successful, your neighbor and your friends to be successful, and maybe be able to go and share that lifestyle that you love. So it just kind of turns the conversation. If I'm talking to somebody that is scared about the virus, I'm going to be talking about the immunity pack and the powerful products that we have. So people ask me, what do I say? Well, it depends on who you're talking to. So figure out that why you're calling them. It's really important. And then ask them if they would watch a short video if you sent it. Get that yes and that commitment so that when you do send it, they've already said, yes, I'll watch it. And then make sure you follow up. Really, really critical. Download the ACTIVZ app. If you don't have this on your phone, you absolutely need to get it. It's free. You can get it at the Google Play Store or the App Store. You're going to use your ID number and password that you already put in when you enrolled to sign into it. It's very simple. I'm going to walk you through just a little bit of a step-by-step how to use part of it today. But get this app on your phone quickly. When you open up the app, you will see this home screen. The one I'm going to talk to you about first is the share button. It's in the middle on the left. If you open up share, it's going to look like this. Inside, you're going to see product links. Here you see product in the middle. The enrollment links are at the top, so you can send those out when people are ready to enroll, either as a distributor or a customer. Really simple. Just hit share and send them. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. If you want to send them a link video, they're down below in the product section, and you can actually scroll, and there's probably about 10 different videos. I don't know exactly, but there's 8 or 10 different videos, things that you can send there. They can send them a product list if they need to know what the ingredients are, if they want to see the ABC video on it, or they want to hear this video here that's showing just kind of on the right is Dr. Maroon, and it is an amazing video on link. It's like 2 minutes long. Anybody can watch for 2 minutes. Or you can scroll down, there's videos on Optimend and Link. There's a few things now starting to show up for genomics. There's testimonials that you can send to people and share. If you've got a friend that's struggling with arthritis, there's a really great picture down there that you can send them. People with gastrointestinal problems, there's a story down there by Lisa that'll make your tears well up. But absolutely great information on this app that you can share and send. So once you click share, take you back here for just a second. If I were to share the ABC link video there in the middle on the left in the blue, and I hit share up at the top of it, it would open up this screen right here. This is just going to show you what an email or a text might look like. I don't spend a lot of time on this screen. I just hit next in the upper right hand corner, and it takes me to this screen. So this screen is fun. The phone on the right, if you click on that, it will link to your phone. So all of those names that you have on the list probably are in your phone already, and so you can choose to send this to John Barton, and you would pick John's name off the list and hit next in there. And then it would show you John's phone numbers. This is just a fictitious number, so don't get excited. If it showed you multiple numbers for John, in this case we're calling test subject, so it could be any name that you wanted out of your phone book, but this is test subject. If John had 2 phone numbers and an email here, I would need to click on one of them so it knows which information piece I'm using and then hit next. In this case, I only have a phone number for John. A lot of my contacts just have one piece of information, and that makes it easy. You just hit next. Here you're going to choose to text or email. I'm not sure what the difference between the 2 different emails is. I always use email from my phone. I'm not sure what the difference is. So sorry, I'm learning and new too, and it's okay. You don't have to know everything to get going and build a big business. You can send them information through any one of these different methods. I use text 90% of the time, then hit next. It'll ask you if you want to follow up. And I almost always set a yes on this. I like the 24-hour follow-up best because then I don't forget and it's right fresh in their mind. But if it's a Friday night and I know they've got plans on Saturday, I'm not going to call them till Monday. I might use a 3-day. Or if I'm sending something to my husband that he just wants to look at, I'm not going to follow up with him. So then I will put no reminder. But most of the time I'm using that 24-hour. And then the next screen that you will see is what will actually be sent to the person. So it'll show you the email, it'll show you the text, and you can go in and edit this if you want. If it feels weird, hi test, listen to Dr. Joe Maroon explain the science behind link. That's odd. Obviously, test is not a person. So if this were going out, I would probably scroll up and click by listen and just backspace out the first beat to the get rid of the hi and the test. So it just said, listen to Dr. Joe Maroon explain the science behind link. Or I might take all of that out and just say, watch this video on link that we talked about. The only thing you can't adjust is the HTTP on, because that's actually the code. That's the link that they're going to click on to get the video. If you touch that and mess it up, they won't be able to open the video. But other than that, you can change it to anything you want and then hit send. Okay, back to our home screen again. I just want to show you a couple of other buttons to be aware of. The prospect button in the middle is going to show you if someone is watching the video. It's really cool. I sent one to a close relative. I'm not going to disclose a name, and asked them later if they watched it, and I got the, yeah, it was great. Well, I could go in here and see they only watched 10% of it. So did they really get anything out of it? No, it was a 2-minute video. 10% of 2 minutes is not enough to get any information. So I didn't put this person on the red hot seat. I didn't give them a hard time, but I knew that they didn't have enough information. So it's kept me in the game giving them more information. So it's a really helpful tool to know if your people are watching the videos and how much. The 3 lines up in the left corner are your menu. Don't miss that section. There's a great training section in there that they're adding to all the time with videos and helps. There's a video in there that's going to help you a lot as you get going on your paperwork. Make sure that you follow up. When your phone alerts you or when you think of it, if you think of it sooner than that, follow up with them. Send them additional videos if they need more information. Invite them to a nightly call. There's calls every single night. I should have probably made a change to this slide because right now we're not doing the Zooms. We are doing the same call phone number every single night. and you can get that from your upline. Sorry, I thought I had updated all my slides, but the phone call is happening every single night. If you want to write this down, grab a pencil. The phone number is 605-472-5456, and you'll need a PIN number. It's 958609, and then the pound symbol. That happens every single night, 7 o'clock Pacific time, and it's about a 15-20 minute call. So you can put your customers, your distributors, your guests, your people that are looking at this business on that call, and they can get a little bigger vision. It's a great tool. Okay, and don't be afraid to get them going. This is a step where people get hung up, and there's no reason. You've taken them this far. You're trying to help them get better health. You're trying to help them get their finances in a better place. Don't be afraid to close them. Don't be afraid to ask them which product pack is going to best fit their needs. Show them the family pack that includes the skincare. If they want enough Optimum and Link for husband and wife and the skincare, great, the family pack. If they are really on top of, taking care of their immunity right now, really the only pack that we're using right now is the immunity pack, because you're getting also Optimum and Link and 2 bottles of free genomics. It's a great deal, and it's going to really, really heavily impact their health. Ask them if they want to be a customer or if they see the value of being in the business. Regardless of the answer that they give, ask them who they've been thinking of as you've been sending them videos or information on the products or the compensation plan. Because even if they come on as a customer, they can refer other customers. And if they do that, they get product credit. They get credit towards their purchases that's going to help make their products cheaper. So it's a value for them to bring people on, and you as the distributor that enrolled the customer who brought the customer, you're going to get 20% off of all of the orders that either of them do. So it's a really big win. And if they're distributors, we want to get them thinking about people that they want to bring on as partners as quickly as possible and start building their residual income. To enroll them, you can send them the link from the app that we just showed you. It's just a case of hitting share and going through those steps. Or you can send them to your website. I'm going to show you here in a minute how to set up your personal website that you get when you sign up. It would be whatever your word or phrase is, .activz.com/US. And at that point, they can click on Get Activated on your website, and it'll automatically link to you. If they go to ACTIVZ.com, they can also click on Get Activated, but they will need your ID number so that they can enroll, because otherwise they're not linked to anyone. I've had questions with people looking for the immunity pack. This is a temporary pack. This is not going to be available forever, so it's not listed in the enrollments. You would need to buy a $50 enrollment pack if they're coming on as a distributor, and then go down to products and find the Immune Power Pack. So it is there. You can see both of them here. This is literally a screenshot from my back office. My phone's got it too. So you can do it. You just aren't going to see it in the enrollment packs. You have to customize a pack to get it to have the immunity pack in it. To customize your website, once you get into your back office, you'll see your name in the upper right-hand corner. There's my name. This is mine. You'll click on my website, which is there on the right. At that point, it's going to open up a screen where there's a box, and you can type in whatever you want to be your URL. Fancy lady, loves spotty dogs, whatever your call symbol is that you want to give people, searching for dreams, chasing dreams, big future, helping with health, whatever .activz.com you want for your website, you can customize it as long as it's not already taken. We want you to all be able to get the information, get the updates, and keep in contact so that we can stay in communication, especially right now where we're not meeting on a regular basis. The other one that will be helpful is the WhatsApp app, and this is the one that corporate uses. Once you've downloaded the app, you'll want to write this down or take a screenshot. You'll want to send a message to the phone number listed there and include your ID number, your name, and write USA English so that they don't send you information in Spanish. About 90% of the company right now is Spanish speaking. So we are the minority. Make sure that you let them know you want it in English. Then set yourself up to get paid. They will start cutting you checks as soon as you start bringing people in, but there is a $5 fee charged by the payroll company. We don't want to have you pay that. So ACTIVZ is literally going to pay for you to set up a ProPay account. You'll need to pay the the renewal a year from now, but it's like $10. So not a big deal. You're going to spend way more than that if you're getting $5 taken out of each check. I set up a really short tutorial on that. It's already on the app, so I'm not going to cover it today. It's in that training section on the front page in the menu that we showed you. All right, and then just commit to yourself. We talked about this at the beginning. Your brain will be your biggest roadblock as you do this. In the past, most people are used to having a job, appear at this time, do this during the day, take a break at this time, get off at this time, and repeat tomorrow, and you'll get this. Well, this is a different animal. We know that if you will consistently build this business and just follow the system and do the steps consistently that we've shown here of sending information out to people, enrolling them, helping them do the same. We have systems in place where we can help you make a couple $1,000s a month fairly simply, or we have systems in place that will literally create CEO and top income earner type income in a matter of a few short years. So whatever your goals are, we can help you reach them. This company is the most generous compensation plan that I've ever seen. So we know what to do. We're going to be able to walk you through this step by step, but start with these basic steps and get the ball rolling. Get your foundation laid. Bring in your business partners, the people that you trust. Make sure these are people that you like, because you're going to be doing a lot of fun things with them over the next 10, 20, 30 years. So bring in people that you like being in business with, or that you think you would like to work with. These are people we want you to get along with very well. If you're having a great day, make sure you call and bolster your people that are underneath you and just lift them up and let them know how great it is to be part of ACTIVZ. If you're having a down day, or you hit a roadblock, or something happens and you're just not sure, you're not in business by yourself. You have a whole team above you that's willing to help. Call one of them and get it worked out so you can get back on track again. And then just be accountable. It's just a case of doing simple steps over and over and over again. I'm a chart person. I like to see things in front of me. I like to know where I'm going. We're working on some really cool tools for you to be able to do this in your phone and be able to track it. But for right now, I just have printed a sheet. It's not fancy. Print out something that you can have on your desk or in your portfolio that you carry around, and know what your goal is. Our goal is 10 who get 10. Your goal might be 3 who gets 3. What it is doesn't matter. What you do with it does matter. Make sure that you are holding yourself accountable to your goal. So our goal was to get 10 our first month and help them get 10 within the next 1 to 2 months. Notice I gave them a little more time because I'm not able to control their actions, and I may not be able to get all 10 of them to do that. So I actually have enrolled a few more than 10 just to make sure that we have 10 who get 10. So know what your goals are, work it systematically, and get yourself to the next level. The pay will follow, and it'll blow your mind. I just want to warn you, your brain is wired to take the easiest path. So if you've never been in business for yourself before, it's going to do everything it can to sabotage you and put you back on the couch in front of Netflix. I can just tell you that right now. When you have a decision or a thought cross your mind, you have about 5 seconds to start taking action, or your brain is literally going to find an easier course and talk you out of it. Watch it. I guarantee it. The next time something new crosses your mind, oh, I should get on that call. Just watch yourself. If you don't go pick up your phone, you'll literally find 1,000 reasons why you can't be on the call that night. If you can't, pick up the phone when you're thinking about calling a particular person, chances are you won't call that particular person because your brain is going to find other ways. So scientifically, they figured out if you can count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and then make yourself do it. It's helped me a number of times pick up the phone and call people that maybe were on my chicken list. Chicken list, if you don't know the term, is somebody that you're afraid to talk to that's more successful, bigger, powerful, or whatever you think in your mind. It's all in our heads anyway, right? But there are people that you might feel intimidated to call. And if that person crosses your mind, you might have to do this. I had to do this just the other day, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dial. And I just started calling, and it was the greatest call. We had such a good talk. So don't be afraid to do things. Your brain is going to try and hold you back, but you can do this. Your brain's just going to try and put you back on the couch. It's afraid of change, but It's important that you override that part of your brain with your conscious brain and consciously set out to make a change in your life. If you'll set a time frame to do anything new, and you agree to yourself that you're going to be 100% in for a certain amount of time before you reassess your decision, it'll help you a lot. So for people that get into this business and say, I'm going to give it 30 days and then I'm going to decide whether I stay in it or not, that's fine. But be all in for that 100 day, for that 30 days. Be 100% in, following the system, sending out videos, talking to people, using your upline when you're not getting the successes that you want, or you have something happen that you don't know what to do. Be 100% in during that time, and don't question your activity. Don't question your being in the company until that 30 days is up, if that's the time frame you set. If you say, I'm going to build this for 2 years, be all in for that 2 years. If you say, I'm going to do this until I hit A16, then be all in until you hit A16. But whatever you decide to do, your brain's going to try and sabotage you. So know without a doubt what your intentional brain is wanting to accomplish, because your subconscious brain is going to do everything it can to sideline you. So just so you know, it's scientifically proven it's going to happen, so don't be surprised when it does. You can beat it. The people that make it to the top have done it, so you can do this too. And then just decide it's okay with being uncomfortable for a short period of time. There might be times that you're nervous making a phone call. It happens to all of us. It's okay. And it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to have to tell my kids, you know what, I need to close the door for a few minutes because I'm going to record a video. And I've had to literally make signs and put them on my door, because otherwise my kids love to bound in right at the very end and jump in to tell me something exciting that's happened. It's okay to be uncomfortable with that and say, you know what, kids, I love you and I'm doing this for you. And I'm going to put you on hold for just 15 or 20 minutes, and it's okay. You're going to have moments that will test you and try you, but the results will change your life forever and allow you to change so many other lives, so it's worth it. ACTIVZ is going to change your life and activate so many different levels of it. It's not just the products, it's not just the compensation plan, it's the experiences that you'll have, it's the growth that you'll have personally. There's so much coming that you don't even know yet that I'm so excited for you that you get to do and learn. Don't be afraid to learn the new skill sets. Pretty soon it'll be just as easy as everything you've ever done in your life, but anything new always takes a little bit of time. So learn from those that are where you want to be, and just know that if you do the right behaviors for long enough, you can get to any goal that you want to set. This is a new chapter of your life, and we're so excited that you're here. We're so excited you're taking these amazing products, that you're going to be able to share them with the people that you love. But more importantly, we're so excited about the change that's going to happen to you personally as a person. So go ahead and take the journey with us. We're excited that you're here with ACTIVZ, and this is a wrap.